Hi everyone, welcome. This is about a 25 minute practice that is about opening space in the chest and kind of inducing calm and releasing anxiety. So we're going to be down on our mat most of the time. If you've got a blanket or a cushion handy, they can be nice. And that's it. So you can get your cushion and your blanket if you don't have it already. And then get settled into a comfortable seated position. So you can cross the legs to the shins. And you can sit up on your cushion if you like. That just brings the hips a little higher, allows the knees to open out to the sides, allows the hips to open a little bit here. So drop the knees out gently. Rest the hands down into the lap. Inhale. Exhale, release the shoulders. See if you can draw the shoulder blades together down the back. And breathe. And bring your attention to your breath. Using the breath as the focus that guides you into the body, into the moment of right now. You can feel your sit bones in contact with the cushion or the ground. And allow a sense of lifting in the upper body, long spine. You might even like to imagine an invisible thread lifting you through the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And you can inhale and exhale through the nose if that's comfortable for you. And allow the breath to settle. To come to what feels like a natural rhythm for you right now. And now for the next few breaths, see if you can place slightly more emphasis on the exhale. So lengthening the exhale. And one way we can bring this length to the exhale is to use a count. So maybe we can count to 3 silently on the inhale. And then counting to 6 on the exhale. And now you can let go of the counting. Just breathe normally. And then we're going to begin to move. So we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the right hip. Inhale and lift into the opposite hand. Lift and lengthen along the side body. And as you exhale, stretch over towards the right side. So the elbow on that right hand is bent. Inhale, lift and lengthen into the fingertips. Exhale, see can you draw the shoulder, left shoulder back into its socket. Draw that hip down, so really plant that hip down. Nice long breaths. You can look straight ahead or look up if you like. Let's take one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands coming down. We'll move to the other side. Inhale, stretch the opposite hand up. Lengthen the side body. Exhale over and out to the left. Keeping the chest open. Keeping that hip coming down on the right side. The last one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, arms down. And we're going to come off the cushion and come to child's pose. So actually you can take the cushion in front of you if you like. And we're going to bring the knees nice and wide, big toes together, sit back onto the heels, walk the hands forward, and you can rest your forehead down onto the cushion or all the way onto the ground. So whatever feels good for you. You can also rest on your elbows here. So feel the stretch on the inner thighs here. And see, can you allow the weight to sink down towards the mat, the weight of that upper body? Feel space opening in the lower back, the sacrum. And try to keep these nice long breaths. Lovely. Slowly we're going to come up, lift the head. We'll walk the hands in. And we'll come back to hero pose. So this is just sitting back onto the heels. Draw the navel in slightly. Open chest, open heart. And you can rest the hands down onto the tops of the thighs. And all you got to do here is breathe again. You can close the eyes. Feel the openness of the chest. See if you can draw the shoulder blades ever so slightly more together. So not so much that you're kind of doing a back bend and jutting the ribs out, but just enough that you feel like the top of the chest, the heart center, is nice and open. And then for a few breaths, we're going to bring our hands one on top of the other onto the heart center. So sitting up tall. Feeling the chest moving underneath the hands here. And once again, can you come back to that feeling of the really long exhale? Maybe even here breathing a softness into the heart center. Being aware of any tension or tightness you're holding there. And see, can you allow that tightness, tension to melt underneath the hands as you breathe. Lovely. We're going to release the hands slowly here. And then from here, we're going to come down to lie down on the mat. So I'll move my cushion out of the way again. And coming to lie down on my back. So bend the knees here and bring the soles of the feet in close to the bum, so you can give some space between the bum and the feet. The feet are about hip width apart. You can rest the hands down either side of the body, palms facing down. Relax the whole of the upper body down onto the mat. The cat just licked you. Feel the lower back, the tailbone, resting down onto the mat. And in a moment, we're going to come up into bridge pose. So the feet are parallel, about hip width apart. Hands down either side of the body, palms facing down. On your next inhale, you're going to press into the whole of the arms, lift the hips, peel the hips away from the floor, press into the hands to keep lifting. Exhale, let's hold it here. So press into the shoulders, so kind of where the shoulder blades meet the mat. Press into the arms, the palms, lift the hips, keep the tailbone lengthening towards the knees. So you're feeling now length in the front of the body. You can keep the eyes closed or look up towards the ceiling. And have a check at the knees. So you want the knees pointing in one direction, so the thighs are parallel to each other. Keep lifting the hips. Lovely. Let's exhale. We're going to come down on an exhale, but can you lower down really slowly? Drop one vertebrae at a time. Back, down to the floor. Engage the tummy muscles as you come down to the last bit. Lovely. And we're going to go, again, this time if you want to get more height, you can interlink your fingers underneath the back after you come up with the little finger side pressing down. So you'll see as I come up what I'm talking about. So check in with the feet again, hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Press into the arms, press into the elbows, lift the hips high. Interlink the fingers. Draw the little finger side of the hands onto the ground. The elbows kind of come under, and you can shuffle a little bit more to the outside of the shoulders, so that gives you a little bit more height in the bridge pose. Press into the feet. Keep the thighs parallel. So feel the knees pointing towards the front of the mat and the tailbone drawing towards the knees. So you're not trying not to pinch in the lower back. If you feel any pinching, you can come down a bit lower, or come all the way out. So it's important always to check in with your own body and really try to listen to what your body is telling you. So if anything doesn't feel good, if there's any niggling that tells you that there's something not quite right for you, simply come on out of the pose. Don't try to force it. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, and preparing to come out really slowly again. Release the interlink of the hands. Bring the palms down, and with control, engaging the tummy muscles as you come down, dropping one vertebrae at a time down to the ground. And then the lower back, tailbone of the bum comes all the way down. Perfect. We're going to keep the knees bent here. We're going to take a little hip stretch. So let's start with the left leg here. So you're going to bend that left knee up, hug your hands around it for a moment, draw it in towards the chest. And then you're going to open that knee out to the side, and at the same time bring the left foot onto the top of the right thigh. And that might be enough here for you. This is a stretch kind of on the outside of the left hip. So you can breathe into that there. Or if you want to get a little bit more of an intense stretch, or if you want to work a little bit more, lift the head up, bring the hands around the back of that right thigh. You can bring the upper body back down to the ground. Inhale here, draw the thigh in. And exhale, allow the left knee to draw to the side. Feel into that stretch in the left hip. Inhale, press the upper body into the ground, press the tailbone into the ground. Exhale, can you send energy, send kind of a releasing down into that left hip. Breathe. Inhale, maybe you want to draw the thigh in closer to you. Exhale, think about that left hip. Lovely. Last one. And exhale, release the legs down. Give that leg a little shake. And then we'll come to the other side. So the left knee is bent, the sole of the left foot on the floor. Hug that right knee in for a moment. Maybe give yourself a little rock here on the lower back, a little massage for the lower back. And then placing the right foot onto the left thigh. Again, this might be enough for you. So you're opening that right inner right thigh out to the side. The knee is opening out to the side. And then if you want to, lifting the shoulders away from the floor, bring the hands around the back of that left thigh, and then settle yourself back down to the floor. Inhale here, draw that left thigh in, press into the sole of the right foot. This kind of protects the knee on the right side as you do this hip stretch. If you find you're starting to tilt the chin up towards the ceiling, see if you can tuck the chin a little, keep length in the back of the neck, and breathe. This is called thread the needle pose. Keep the shoulders relaxed on the onto the mat. Last one. Inhale, draw that thigh in towards you. And then let's exhale, releasing the feet back down to the mat. And then we're going to take a twist from here. Just want to check my time. Okay, we're going to take a twist from here. So let's stretch the left leg out along the ground. And again, draw that right knee in, hug it into the chest. Feel the upper body, the shoulder blades heavy on the mat. Breathe here. Exhale. Then inhale, draw that knee in. And exhale, you're going to take that knee all the way out to the left side of the body. And then stretching the arms out into a T shape. Looking, and the palms facing up, looking towards the right hand. So you can take that left hand to the outside of the thigh, outside of the right thigh. And then see, with each exhale, can you drop the right shoulder blade onto the mat? Can you soften in the core and allow the body to move out in opposite directions? Maybe gently using that left hand on the right thigh to guide it down towards the floor. But it doesn't matter if it's up here either. So it's just getting a twist going in the tummy, the chest, the shoulders, from wherever you are. And that's enough twisting on that side. We're going to come back to center. Again, give the legs a little shake, and then bringing the left knee in towards the chest. Hug it in. Oh, I forgot to stretch the right leg out. And then you're going to bring that left knee all the way over to the right. Maybe down to the floor. Maybe not. Stretch the arms out in a T, and then again you can bring your hand, or you can keep the right hand on the outside of that left thigh. So you can imagine this here like wringing out a wet towel. These twists are supposed to be really good for releasing or wringing out the toxins in the body. And they can also feel like a really nice way to wind down towards evening, these twists. Exhale, can you release that left shoulder more towards the ground? Look towards the left hand. Nice long breaths again, always using the breath to come back into the body, into the here and now. And then when you're ready, let's come back up to center. And we're going to end with a legs up the wall pose and then a relaxation pose. So actually you have an option, because if you like the legs up the wall pose, you might want to stay there for the relaxation. So you can have your, oh, my cat's on the blanket. You can have your blanket handy if you want to stay in the legs up the wall pose. If you don't have a wall, like if you're beside a sofa or something like that, you can kind of rest your feet on the outside of the sofa. Or you can, if you want to, just bring the legs up like this. So this requires a little bit more effort than if the wall is holding the legs. But if you, like I say, don't have a wall, then it's a nice alternative. So I'm going to come here close to the wall, close to my radiator. So get in as close to the wall as you can, and then you're going to slide back off the back, turn around, shuffle the bum in towards the wall, and rest the feet, the legs along the wall. You can stretch the arms out, and like I say, you can choose to rest here. You can get your blanket, cover yourself up, get nice and warm. Check that the whole of the back is on the ground. So you want the sacrum on the ground. Allow the wall to hold the weight of your legs. Again, close the eyes and breathe. And this can be really nice for tired legs. At the end of a busy day. Might even be the kind of thing you might like to do on the bed before you go to sleep for a few breaths. Feel the chest open and the legs relaxed. Arms relaxed, palms facing up. And so now if you want to stay here, do. Otherwise, you can come out. So walk the feet down the wall. Shuffle over to the side, bring the feet down. Then you can roll over if you like. Watching out for your cat, if you have one. And we're going to come to Shavasana for relaxation. So this time you definitely need your blanket. Cushion if you want as well to rest your head. If I can just wrestle the cat off the blanket. Okay. And then coming all the way down, get yourself nice and cozy here. We're just going to stay here for a few minutes. So getting cozy under your blanket, stretch the arms out, palms facing up. Give yourself a bit of space between the arms and the body. Allow your arms to breathe. And the same thing with the legs. Give yourself a bit of space between the legs. And close the eyes. You might like to inch the tailbone down slightly towards the heels. Lengthen out the lower back. And just for the next couple of minutes, focusing your full apologies. Focusing your full attention on the breath. See if you can be fully aware of the breath from the very beginning of the inhale all the way through to the end of your exhale. With each breath, allow the body to become heavier. And allow yourself to surrender all of your weight to the floor underneath. And now we begin to take a couple of deeper breaths, getting ready to come out of our relaxation. You can wiggle the fingers, the toes, and take one final stretch, whatever way feels good for you right now. And indeed, if you want to stay here in relaxation, by all means do, if you've got the opportunity. Otherwise, you can draw them in, give yourself one final hug. And then in your own time, coming out and getting ready for whatever else your day has in store for you. Thank you very much for practicing with me. Namaste.